It's really hard being a muse of the whole album.
What inspires me the most when I write music? Probably my ex-girlfriend.
We all saw it coming. The moment Hailey Baldwin slipped that wedding ring onto Justin Bieber's finger, something changed. Almost overnight, the wide-eyed, love-struck kid with stars in his eyes seemed to disappear. The softness faded. The sparkle dimmed. And the girl who once inspired all of that sweetness, Selena Gomez, was no longer part of the picture. With Selena gone, a completely different version of Justin emerged. A version that didn't glow the same way. This isn't just a breakup story. It's the story of a man who appeared like two entirely different people, depending on who he was standing next to. With Selena, Justin came across as gentle, affectionate, and effortlessly charming. He smiled more. He felt lighter. But with Hailey, many fans noticed a shift. He seemed distant, guarded, almost colder, like a switch had flipped behind the scenes. And that contrast is exactly what we're diving into today. Because when one person treats two partners so differently, it raises a bigger question. What really changed? To understand that, we have to rewind to the Jelena era, the time when pop culture was on fire. Young Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez weren't just dating. They were the moment. Watching them fall for each other felt like real-life movie magic. It was messy, emotional, intense, and unforgettable. The kind of love story fans still talk about years later. And that's where this story truly begins.
Then he was asked about Selena Gomez, and he called you a cutie pie and said that you're amazing.
He's so cute!
Justin was the baby-faced superstar shattering records with Baby, while Selena was America's sweetheart, fresh off Wizards of Waverly Place. The buzz around them was everywhere, even before they officially met. The spark was already forming. Justin had already let it slip in interviews, saying Selena Gomez is cute. I don't really have a crush on her. But let's be real, we all knew exactly where that was heading.
She just happened to be at the same game you were at?
It was weird. You know, we were at a high school game and she's sweet. She's a sweetheart.
When Justin and Selena finally linked up, boom, instant fireworks. The entire world locked in. Every move they made had fans swooning and tabloids working overtime. But here's the thing. Justin with Selena had a completely different vibe. It felt raw, young, intense. That head over heels, can't catch your breath kind of love. And Justin wasn't about to keep it quiet either. He went full Romeo loud, proud and unapologetic about how much he adored her. In 2011, he did something so extra, it still sounds unreal. He rented out the entire Staples Center just so they could watch Titanic alone. No crowds, no cameras. Just them. Who does that? That's not regular romance, that's straight-up movie-level love. Sources said he wanted to give her something unforgettable, something massive yet deeply personal. Selena later confirmed it herself, calling it one of the sweetest things anyone had ever done for her. And moments like that weren't rare. Justin constantly put Selena on a pedestal. At their 2011 red carpet debut at the Vanity Fair Oscar party, he couldn't stop smiling. That goofy grin said everything. He held her hand like she was the only thing that mattered in the room. Look back at the paparazzi shots from that era, it's all there. The way he looked at her, completely locked in, tuning out the flashes like the cameras didn't even exist. There's one courtside moment at a basketball game that fans still talk about. Justin leans in, whispers something in Selena's ear, and she bursts out laughing. Not a forced smile. Real, carefree joy. That was them, young, wildly in love. And Justin at his simplest, most genuine self. Back then, nothing else mattered. Not fame, not money, not the future. All of that was just background noise. What mattered was them living in their own little world. It felt like the kind of love that could survive anything. And for a while, it did. Even when things started falling apart, Justin still treated Selena with a kind of gentleness. No matter how messy things got or how badly he messed up, he never trashed her, not once. Even today, if you look back at his old interviews, the way he talks about her is still respectful. Their relationship was a full-speed roller coaster. They first broke up in 2012, got back together, and by 2014, It fell apart again, but it never really ended. It was that toxic kind of love where walking away feels impossible. Even when they were off, you could tell Justin still had a soft spot for her in 2015. He was spotted singing My Girl at a hotel bar in Beverly Hills with Selena sitting right there. Eyewitnesses said he looked nervous, like he was pouring his heart out in real time, trying to win her back. Selena just smiled and blushed, like maybe he still had her heart later that year. Justin admitted in an interview that he messed up. And let's be honest, that was code for cheating. Rumors were already swirling that some of those mistakes may have involved Hailey, the same woman who would eventually become his wife. By then, the trust between Justin and Selena was hanging by a thread. Still, Justin never downplayed what Selena meant to him. He openly called her his first real love. That's huge. And he didn't just say it, he sang it. Songs from that era felt like heartbreak letters soaked in regret. You could hear the longing in every beat. He was reckless, no doubt. But whenever it came to Selena, there was always that softer side breaking through. Even in the chaos, he gave off this almost protective energy. They fought hard. Screaming matches, public drama. But Justin never turned cold on her, even when everything was falling apart in front of the world. He still spoke about her with warmth. Let's be real, Jelena was messy. Two young stars, insane fame, non-stop pressure. Bad decisions were inevitable. Justin spiraled hard. Arrests, public outbursts, clashes with paparazzi, pure chaos. And Selena was right there in the middle of that storm. Years later, Selena revealed she felt emotionally mistreated. That hit hard. But what's wild is this: despite everything, Justin never attacked her publicly. He acted out in 100 other ways, but not against her. Instead, he poured that regret into music, into apologies disguised as lyrics. And then came 2017. Selena had just gone through a life-changing kidney transplant. And guess who showed up? Justin, riding his bike to her place, coffee in hand, acting like he never left. Like the love was still there, because maybe it was.
We were on and off for years, and then we left on good terms. So I think it was just we needed time to grow for ourselves, and we were like, maybe we'll come back together in the future.
But of course, the drama was never far behind. That same year, TMZ reported that Justin and Selena were already in couples therapy. And one of the biggest reasons, Hailey Baldwin. Yup, she was already floating in the background. Even so, Justin was still putting in real effort for Selena. Sources said he was being honest with hers, sometimes brutally honest Evan, when the truth sparked arguments. And that's not what someone does when they're checked out. That's someone still fighting. Someone who still believed there might be a forever left to save. But by early 2018, it was over for good. Selena had finally reached her limit. The constant back and forth had drained them both. And this time, she chose peace over more chaos. Justin, on the other hand, was crushed. He posted emotional captions on Instagram. And insiders claimed he was spiraling without her, no matter how messy things got. One thing never changed: Justin was never outright cruel to Selena. Their relationship could be toxic at times, but there was always this underlying respect. Even when he couldn't get himself together, he still treated her like she mattered. And then, everything flipped. June 2018, just weeks after the final breakup with Selena, a completely new version of Justin appeared. Suddenly, he was back with Hailey Baldwin. They had history from 2015 and 2016, but this time it wasn't casual. It got serious fast. Justin convinced himself that marriage would fix everything, that settling down would magically calm the chaos and force him to grow up. He was exhausted, burned out, and desperate for stability. But he was wrong. By July 2018, he was engaged. By September, he was married, just like that. No healing, no pause. He rushed forward, hoping marriage would close the Selena chapter for good. Fans weren't buying it. It felt rushed, messy, less like love, and more like escape. And Justin, who showed up after that, He wasn't the same guy from the Jelena days. Not even close. The softness was gone. The over-the-top romance had disappeared. No grand gestures. No movie-level moments. No public devotion. Instead, people started noticing something else. Cold moments. Awkward moments. Moments that didn't sit right. One example went viral in 2020. Justin was caught on camera, shutting the car door while Hailey was still halfway out. She looked annoyed but tried to brush it off. The internet didn't miss it. It seemed small, but it said a lot with Selena. Justin was always present, intentional. Even getting in and out of cars felt like a shared moment. With Hailey, it looked careless, like he was just going through the motions. Then came another moment that same year. After Hailey beat Justin at an arcade game, instead of laughing it off, he snapped. He raised his voice sharp, loud, and in public. Some tried to pass it off as joking, but the energy fell off. Hailey just stood there and took it. And here's the thing, no matter how intense things ever got with Selena, you never saw Justin lose it like that in public. Their mess stayed private. With Hailey, these uncomfortable moments kept spilling into the spotlight, and then came the 2021 Met Gala. Justin and Hailey stepped onto the carpet and suddenly the crowd started chanting, "Selena. Selena." Justin looked angry. Hailey looked hurt. And what did he do? Nothing. No arm around her. No reassurance. No protection. He just kept walking. That moment hit differently because back in 2011, Costin would physically shield Selena from crowds, pulling her clothes, blocking out the noise. With Hailey, he seemed emotionally absent, distant, disconnected, like she was just there. And that contrast is impossible to ignore.
It's really hard being the muse of a whole album.
What inspires me the most when I write music? Probably my ex-girlfriend.
Now let's talk about social media, because if you really want to understand Justin's heart, that's where the patterns show up loud and clear. Back in the Jelena days, Justin's posts about Selena weren't just captions, they were straight-up love poems. In 2014, he shared a black and white photo of them with the words, "Our love is unconditional." That wasn't casual. That was an emotional declaration broadcast to the world. Even after they broke up, he'd still like her posts, leave comments, small signals that said, "I still care." With Hailey, the energy started strong. In 2018, Justin went all out with a heartfelt engagement post, writing, "Hailey, I am so in love with everything about you." It was romantic, sincere, the kind of message fans screenshot and repost. But fast forward to 2023, and something felt different. He barely posted about her. And when he did, like on their 5th wedding anniversary, it felt more like a PR update than a love letter. Cute? Sure. But missing that deeply personal touch he once had when talking about Selena. Then came 2025, and things got weird. Justin started reposting memes that fans immediately linked to Selena's engagement to Benny Blanco. Even though he's been married for years, people online felt like he was throwing subtle shade. And through all of it, Hailey stayed quiet. No clapbacks, no comments. Just smiles, photos, and keeping the peace. Hailey's own posts tell a story too. She's always showing love, calling Justin her best friend, sharing cuddled-up photos, highlighting sweet moments. But for the longest time, the affection didn't feel equal. Justin only really ramped up public displays of love again once rumors about trouble in their marriage started circulating. To many fans, it felt less like romance and more like damage control. And if you really want to understand Justin emotionally, listen to his music. With Selena, his songs were raw and exposed. Purpose in 2015 felt like a breakup diary turned into an album. Tracks like Sorry and Love Yourself were soaked in regret and self-awareness. In a 2020 interview, Justin even admitted Selena made him reckless, but also pushed him to grow. That album had weight. You could feel it. Now compare that to changes in 2020, his first album after marrying Hailey. It was meant to be a love letter, but it fell flat. Songs like Yummy and Intentions were sweet, but surface level. Critics said it sounded like he was trying to convince himself he was happy. The passion, the fire, the emotional risk, it just wasn't there. It felt like Justin settled into stability, but never fell head over heels again. Fast forward to 2025. Selena releases a track with Benny Blanco titled I Said I Love You First, and suddenly Justin starts posting cryptic Instagram stories that have fans side-eyeing everything. Meanwhile, Hailey is at home, raising their child, building a life with him. But where's the music about her being his everything? That silence speaks volumes. Now, let's talk body language, because public moments don't lie. Back in 2012, Justin and Selena were courtside at a Lakers game. His arm was wrapped around her, laughing like she was the only person in the room. Paparazzi even caught him kissing her mid-game, completely lost in the moment. Compare that to him and Hailey years later in LA. Justin walks ahead, head down, checked out. Hailey trails behind, no hand-holding, no eye contact, just distance. Then there's the 2021 Vegas video. Justin yelling, arms flailing, voice raised, while Hailey stands there trying to stay calm. The internet exploded. Even during the messiest Jelena moments, like the 2016 Instagram blow-up, Justin never confronted Selena like that in public. With Hailey, it feels direct, intense, and harder to ignore. So why did Justin show two completely different sides of himself to the two biggest loves of his life? Same man, two women, two totally different love stories. With Selena, there was passion, chaos, inspiration, and music that still lives on. With Hailey, there's silence, distance, and restraint. Part of it comes down to timing. With Selena, Justin was a teenager, 17, 18, 19, experiencing first love under a global spotlight. She was his muse. He chased her with reckless, full-throttle energy. Messy, dramatic, but deeply emotional. He was always trying to win her back. By the time he married Hailey, Justin was older, worn down, burned out, carrying mental health struggles, fame fatigue, and real-life responsibility. In a 2019 interview, he even said he was celibate when he and Hailey reconnected, trying to reset his life. That says a lot. Maybe Selena was his chaos and Hailey is his calm. But calm without passion can feel cold. Some fans think it goes deeper. Maybe guilt. Maybe unresolved feelings. Hailey has said there was no overlap with Selena, but many fans aren't convinced Justin ever fully let go. That emotional distance? It might not be about Hailey at all. And through all of this, Hailey has taken hit after hit. She stood by him through health struggles, non-stop backlash, and constant comparisons. She stayed loyal. But what she hasn't received is the same public devotion, warmth, or protection Selena once did. Selena, meanwhile, finally spoke up. In a recent interview, she shut down the rumors and made it clear her love was real. Her intentions were pure. You could tell she was done carrying everyone else's narrative. Justin? He stayed silent. And that silence only fuels the conversation. Because when you look at the evidence, songs, posts, body language, behavior, it's hard not to see it. With Selena, Justin was head over heels, pulling out all the stops. With Hailey, he seems colder, distant, like something burned out along the way. And that shift? That's why people can't stop talking. So, what do you think, timing, guilt, or something deeper?